include the registration, online registration. Dear guests, thank you for the first session and welcome to the second session of our international conference. We will continue to share with you our great experience in development of sustainable tourism in the Republic of Moldova. And now we invite our partner, Natalia Țurcanu, the owner of Partea Neamului Guest House, also long period partner that help us to develop inclusively educational programs in tourism. Welcome.
Thank you. Hi. So nice to see you here. It's not my first time being at this stage. But today I am representing Partea Neamului, which is a center of touristic experiences. It's basically the house of my grandparents in the village of Temeleaud, near Chișinău, like 1 hour distance from Chișinău. Partea Neamului represents basically this old house, and my intention, like 10 years ago, was to preserve it and to give it a second life, because this yard and this old house saw more than 4 generations of my grandparents, and the house is like it was all the time. So we just kept it in this traditional, authentic way, and we want to show it to tourists, to visitors, not only the foreigners, but also for the local people. And as the place where the house is, this village of Temeleaud is close to different touristic attractions, mostly focused on natural attractions in a way, because we have the natural reserve Plaiul Fagului, Casimir Milești, the landscape reserve Temeleaud. So it's a very picturesque village, and in different projects we developed hiking trails. So we developed different experiences in the village so people can stay more, to show to children, those who are born in Chișinău or in the cities, to see how it is, how our ancestors lived their lives. So from the perspective of sustainability and as a model of sustainable business, Partea Neamului promotes local traditions, artisans, crafts, folklore through interactive experiences like different activities. And also, as I mentioned, we try to keep the authentic like techniques and eco-friendly methods to preserve the traditions and the design, the architecture of the. As you can see, this is the gate of, and the gate basically it was made identical copy of the old gate, and I put some pictures here you'll see. So for example, we hosted last autumn jazz event. It was called Jazz pe Prispa. Prispa is basically like a corridor in a way, but it was like the stage. So that's why jazz on this kind of stage, like pe Prispa. This is what we have inside the house. We didn't change too much as my grandparents went away. We are, our visitors, we are getting them to make the excursion in this house. It's not for accommodation. We didn't want to change too much and to include all the infrastructure and modern facilities. That's why the modern facilities are outside, and people can stay in another place. So we have accommodation. I will show you. Also, what we do at Partea is to engage the community and to create different economic opportunities for the local community. So we we empower the local community, and we have like artisans that people or the visitors can see how he is making this kind of I don't know, like baskets. And of course, we are using the local products, organizing different picnics, as you can see in that image, with a view to the village and to the lake. Also, we involve the young generation. This is my son helping his grandfather to pick up the plums. Also, for us, it's important to have a safe environment, and at Partea we are promoting the slow tourism, and we're encouraging visitors to explore the nature trails and to support the biodiversity conservation. For us, it's very important to have a clean nature in the area and to promote and to educate this into the young generation. And of course, we include different activities like picking mushrooms in the autumn, have some hiking and enjoy like the rainbow near the lake when it's the appropriate time. And of course, we hosted also a great friend of Moldova, Charlie Otley. He is a UK guy who already lives now in Romania, and he's filming a TV show, Flavors of Romania, and soon he will include also Moldova in this show. So probably in autumn this year, we'll have Moldova on Netflix included in this Flavors of Romania. So we, as I mentioned, just to keep the people and the visitors more in the area, we developed some hiking trails. The smallest one or the shortest one is to the viewpoint of the village. It's a picturesque landscape, and usually it's just a short, refreshing walk on the hilly path, so people can enjoy these views and come back to Partea. Also, we hosted and we host team buildings, companies that want to give something to the community. In this case, we had an assurance company that helped us to develop the trail to the river, to the spring of the river Bug, which is also getting through Chișinău. So the main touristic attractions in the region are, as I mentioned, the Plaiul Natural Reserve, the Temeleuț Landscape Reserve, also the Kazimir Mileș Nature Reserve, the spring of the river Bug, the Bălănești Hill, which is the highest point in Moldova, and other local businesses like Camping Petolaca and local artisans. As I mentioned earlier, we have accommodation in this area. You can see the dome in that part, which is in the backyard of the house, of the old house. And also we are now in process to develop and to create a small family restaurant, giving back to life, bringing back to life the recipes of my grandmother and those who she used to cook in the wooden oven outside. So we are like bringing them to life, and this will be like the restaurant focused on. And also we have this, we preserve the house, we have a camping area, we having the local guides involved in the activities, that can facilitate and go together with the visitors on these hiking trails. And also we have adventure equipment like bikes and yoga mattresses and also tents for rent. Also we are doing master classes, cooking master classes for children usually. Cooking the we say ediție is some dessert that is filled with sour cherries, and it's easy to do. For children, is an entertaining activity. So this is our accommodation in the backyard. From the window you can see like the beautiful landscape on the basically on the Bălănești hill. Here I have a video. I'm not sure we can hear the audio.
Multe elemente. Și fericite, da, și triste. Mai mult de 100 de ani, acest loc a fost încărcat cu multe elemente. Și fericite, dar și triste.
Și făceam păsat de pușoi la pălciuță, ședem cu lapte și mâncam, făceam pălciuță și mâncam și n-am dus foame. Dar un murit copii, foame. Din vremea i-am spune, tăstorim, pornești și munca de sâmbă, și un mutri lui, acum în marți, ce mâncare, eu pregătiu.
Astăzi, la poarta neamului, pe prisca casei, pot servi o cafea cu formulețe cu mișnu, gustul nunților tradiționale moldovenești.
Acela cu săptămână trebuie să mama și fiica la plăcită.
Plăcinta secundă pot fi pregătită și servită și astăzi la poarta neamului.
De aici pornește în drumeție spre dealul Bălănești, spre izvorul râului Buc sau spre dealul Poștii Regale. Iar după drumeție te poți relaxa în portul din Vie. Centrul de experiențe turistice Poarta Neamului te cheamă la aventuri în coderii Moldovei.
This old lady, she is the sister of my grandfather. There are only two sisters that they are still alive now. She is 95 years old, and she is living near in the proximity of this old house. She didn't visit this place when we did the shooting. She didn't visit this place, her house, for 10 years. Even she is living very close to it. So it was very emotional for her, and she wanted to, I think we had an interview of 1 hour, so it was very emotional. Yeah, thank you very much. And So our goal for 2027, so is in 2 years to become international sustainable certified business in Moldova according to the GSTC criteria. As a former executive director of Într-o, we managed to make Într-o member of GSTC, and I understood how is important this for Moldova to have this red line of sustainability, not only because it's a trend, an international trend, but also because this is the future of preserving all the limited resources that we have in terms of human and natural that we want to show to the next generations. So sustainability is also important for our small business. So our contacts, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, our Facebook page, and hopefully we will see you as our guests at Partea Neamului. Thank you.
Now we will continue with the next results. We will invite our experts from other universities, from college from Turkey, to present their results on research that we have made together in this project. Please, you with your okay.
That's mine. Hello, good afternoon. I am Mustafa Karabaş from Istanbul Development Agency. After a nice lunch, I hope we could all survive among the glucose waves of Moldovan hospitality. Today, I will... That's okay. As my colleague from Bulgaria mentioned about the project, we are presenting key insights of our project, and each country is responsible for one theme, and I will talk about innovation absorption in the tourism facilities, in the tourism sector. What is the level of absorption, how they can adopt sustainability practices. So today we'll talk about the key insights from the countries, partner countries in each region. As my colleagues mentioned, we have 3 findings from focus group meetings. We also organized in-depth interviews, and we also launched an online survey. I'm starting with the insights from focus group meetings. We asked 5 questions in these focus groups. And the first question was what's the most common innovative practices for improving the sustainability? And what's your insight on how to improve and enhance this innovation absorption? When we look at the common trends, all countries acknowledge the importance of innovation and sustainability. They go hand in hand. They are in a symbiotic relationship. They are feeding each other. And especially the importance of technologies in renewable energy, smart technologies, and waste management. They also noted the importance of government support and the collaboration among partners. But when we look at specifically look at each country's responses, Turkey emphasized the structured initiatives, the certification programs like Green Star, Greening Hotels, Safe Tourism Program, and Turkey Sustainable Tourism Program. Turkey started the certification in 1993 by a voluntary Green Star program launched by the Ministry of Culture, and it was revised in 2017. The Greening Hotels project was one of the biggest projects launched by an important NGO, the Hotel Association of Turkey. They launched this program right after the fifth Water Forum that was held in Istanbul in 1909. And it was also, again, a voluntary program, and interested hotels, tourism facilities joined the program. They complied with the criteria and they got their greening hotels certification. Safe Tourism, the only compulsory program launched in Turkey right after the first COVID case, and it was compulsory for all accommodation facilities. And the last one, Turkey Sustainable Tourism Program, it's announced in 2002, and it's the initiative of Turkey's tourism promotion agency. And the aim is, by the end of 2030, all tourism facilities in Turkey, it's like 30,000 tourism facilities ranging from 5-star to hostels, 30,000. Yeah, like 29,000 something. And all of them will be certified, will comply with all GSTC criteria by the end of 2030. By the end of 2023, all of them certified at the stage 1. It's a stage program. At the first stage, they comply with the facilities comply with the 14 criteria. In the second stage, additional 15 criteria, and in the last stage, 13 criteria. A total of 42 criteria of GSTC Global Sustainability Tourism Council. They all comply with this criteria by the end of 2030. And it's one of the, I think, most remarkable initiatives in the history of Turkish tourism. And especially the representatives point out this because the government pushes you to innovate and to comply with the sustainability procedures. Moldova highlighted the use of alternative energy sources, treatment plants, and advanced technical solutions, just like reuse of technical water as key innovative practices. They also emphasized the importance of collaboration and education to promote innovation, and they recommend active involvement in the sustainability programs like InnoVillage and training programs like provided by Antrim are very useful for the tourism facilities. Our Bulgarian experts discussed the role of smart hotels using optimization techniques, but they also raised their concerns about limited customer awareness, because you may put relevant technologies, relevant innovations in your hotels, in your hostels, but that doesn't mean anything when the customers, when the guests don't use them. And they also highlighted the role of collaboration, especially during the planning phase, during the government support, and for the trainings. The key difference, when we look at the key differences, Turkey's focus on compulsory government certification. We have, in the ecosystem, we have three main partners: government, national, either national or local. We have sector business, and we have community. The Turkey focused on the government, whereas Moldova focused on the sectoral technical solutions and training, and Bulgaria on the community awareness. When we look at the challenges, the foremost challenge is the financial barrier, especially the high costs of initial investment and related costs of when you invest in high technology, you need qualified personnel, or you need investments in training to educate your current personnel to comply with those standards. So the high costs, but on the other hand, most of the countries do lack financial incentives or government support, and those are especially very important for the SMEs. All partners emphasized this issue. The second one, the second biggest challenge is lack of awareness and training. Because if you do not have enough understanding of sustainability among our community, and when I say community, I mean guests and local people, we also need that understanding among business in the management level and at the staff level, and at the policy makers level. We need those awareness. The third challenge is again related with government. It's regulatory and bureaucratic barriers, especially slow response or unfavorable response, like in the case of booking Uber in Turkey, or Moldovan give an example of reuse of vegetation. So it's forbidden by the government, but that vegetation could be used as an insulation material in the facilities, or lack of strategic policies on sustainability, climate change may have some challenges on the facilities, and complicated and rigid bureaucracy. For instance, in most countries it is the case, but in Turkey it is same. The bureaucracy you need to, how can I say, accomplish for getting unlicensed electricity production. If you put some solar panels or other renewable technologies, you need to get that license, but it's not that easy. And the last but not the least, it is maybe it's one of the most important ones. It's the lack of collaboration among partners. Here, when I say business, most of the time, I also mentioned that in the question I raised for certification, it's not just ensuring the quality of the tourism facilities. Tourism is a complicated and holistic approach, and when we talk about tourism business, we have companies like hotels, hostels, tour operators, transportation actors. It's a whole experience, and we need to ensure the quality in the whole system, and we need to ensure proper collaboration mechanisms among these actors. Again, the collaboration between entrepreneurs and the facilities, tourism facilities or business are very important, because the entrepreneurs are developing solutions or developing technologies for the tourism sector. They are kind of on the demand side, but tourism facilities, tourism business is on the supply side. So better understanding of each other, the better mutual understanding is very crucial to have greater impact. And again, collaboration between the public bodies and the business, collaboration between the business and the community, they are all crucial for establishing a holistic approach. So what were the key differences mentioned in our partner countries' reports? Turkey highlighted the need for government investing in infrastructures like information and communication technologies, or transport infrastructure, or energy. It's somehow related with the previous issue. As I said, it's a holistic approach. Your hotel may be super eco hotel, so you are using maybe latest technologies, but when you step on the outside, if it is not the case, if the ecosystem doesn't support you, then your efforts becomes meaningless. Or for some investments, sustainability investments, you need the right infrastructure. For instance, if you want to put solar panels on your roof, you need to have that electricity grid connection available. So the infrastructures are really very important. And again, education is, especially in our experts in our focus group, said that the curricula of higher educations and vocational schools should be revised and more sustainability and innovation topics should be included to these curricula. And another point was lack of regional data evaluation and strategies, because Istanbul and, for instance, a Birgi village, for instance, a small village near Izmir, they are not the same. Istanbul last year received more than 20 million tourists. Just last year, 21 million tourists. Maybe Birgi just receiving 20,000 tourists. So their infrastructure is different, their capacities are different, the capacity of the facilities are different. So we need to develop different regional strategies according to the capacity of the regions, capacity of the, how can I say, facilities. Moldova emphasized the limited R&D budgets when developing innovative technologies, and lack of expertise, especially in the public sector, in the research institutes, in planning and designing these innovations. What Bulgaria highlighted was also very important. It is we need to overcome the cultural resistance to prioritize sustainability, because we need to first raise this awareness of sustainability in the public, and we need to overcome this cultural resistance. With regard to adapting smart technologies and innovation for sustainability, so we asked what do we need to, what kind of support do we need to adopt these smart technologies. The first and foremost was providing financial the financial incentives and support provided by the government in the forms of grants, tax relief, or subsidies. These are especially essential for encouraging SMEs, because they don't have so much financial opportunities when compared to large hotel complexes or international ones. So especially for SMEs, we need to introduce some financial incentives and support. The second recommendation was building a skilled staff and raising awareness. All countries agree on this, on the need for qualified human resources. The third was investing in infrastructures. Again, this is one of the recommendations closely related with the government, but private sector can also have a role in this. For instance, in Turkey, now most of the electricity charging stations, those investments mostly done by private sector. So Turkey, because in its legislation, said that if you want to sell electric cars in Turkey, you need to invest in the electricity charging stations. So the government just put the legislative framework and urged the big companies to invest in those infrastructures. And especially these infrastructures are important in the less developed regions in order to reach a total development. And the fourth common recommendation was promoting public-private partnership and ensuring reaching a integrated holistic approach. Here, it is especially important for reaching a shared vision, because the sector itself, the government officials, the NGOs, with these partnerships, they have a shared vision and they are aligned in a vision to increase sustainability. When we look at the key differences Turkey emphasized the interfaces like Touristek incubation hub. This incubation hub is a special hub for tourism enterprises, and it's founded with the it's launched by the funding from Western Mediterranean Development Agency and funded under the Antalya Bilim University. So it brings together the business and enterprises side, the demand and supply side, to understand each other better. And all like 20 enterprises, 20 entrepreneurs got structuring mentoring sessions to develop their projects. And at the end of the project, they presented their pitch presentations to the 5 main venture capital firms. And now we have like around 10 of them launched and operating in this incubation hub. The Moldova stressed the need for dedicated research and development funding. So they say that we need to specially allocate some money to develop these innovations. And Bulgaria focused on another issue, that is the integrating local communities into sustainable initiatives and ecotourism. The fourth question was what is our future needs and what kind of policies should be developed. All countries agreed that the most important responsibility lies on the government. They should play a more active role, both in policy making and in supporting, especially SMEs, because especially in Turkey has a compulsory certification program, but we are lacking in support. So those two should go hand in hand together in parallel. If you are putting the legislation and putting the goal for sustainability criteria, on the other hand, government need to also provide some kind of incentives and support to reach these goals. The second common perspective was the importance of the stakeholder collaboration. As I mentioned before, this is very important for mutual understanding of each other. And the last one was investment in research and development. There is a consensus that there should be a special funding for research in tourism. When we look at the differences, Turkey highlighted the role of regional administrations, especially the local municipalities. For instance, you may have a very good waste management system in your hotel, but if you don't have a regional network and, for instance, a waste management facility in your region, then the impact doesn't count so much. So for a better impact, the capacity at the enterprises and the regional capacity should go in parallel. And Turkey also highlighted the involvement of local universities. For instance, just in Istanbul, we have 59 universities, private universities. And those are really very important in the needs analysis of their regions. If they cooperate good with the tourism business, then the need analysis of the tourism sector will be better, we think. Moldova discussed the lack of institutional capacity, especially at the public sector, and rigid bureaucracy as major barriers to policy implementation. And the last question was, how should we engage local communities in our efforts? The first common observation was the direct involvement of local communities in the decision-making processes, because when they have a say in the decision-making process, they own that initiative better. And the second is, we are all saying, increasing the public awareness. If we increase the notion of sustainability and innovation, innovative practices in the local communities, then it will be more easier to engage them into our practices. Turkey suggested, with regard to key differences, leveraging digital platforms such as Airbnb and BlaBlaCar, because with the help of these apps, the local communities are also on the supply side. They are renting their houses, they are renting their cars, so they are becoming service providers. And by leveraging these programs, these digital apps, we can encourage sustainable practices like electrical vehicles, using electrical vehicles on shared car share apps, or bicycle for guests, using renewable energy in our homes. So these kind of digital programs may prioritize these sustainability practices, and this will increase the notion of sustainability within the community. And Moldova highlighted the importance of balancing the needs of the local community and the tourism sector. It should be a win-win case for the both. Sorry. And when we come to in-depth interviews, we made interviews with the people from academia, business owners, from public sector officials, so from different sectors. One of the most important points that we, as a feedback received, was that larger businesses are more successful in adopting innovation, whereas SMEs lack due to financial limitations. So we need to take, it looks similar with the previous finding of the focus group meetings. Another finding again was enterprises in the rural and coastal areas are more advanced compared to the rural ones. That's why the regional strategies are important. And lastly, mostly we have technological innovations, but managerial innovations remain underdeveloped. We invest more on technological innovations, but less on managerial innovations. Regarding from the reports, when we look at the key differences, Bulgaria emphasized an individual result initiative, and Albania, its green fund is really very interesting. It allocates €1 per night per guest to a fund, its green fund, and reinvests those earnings into its eco projects. So it's one of the really very nice, very important takings from this project. Greece highlighted the need for, again, government support and cooperation between businesses. And Moldova is especially focused on the role of NGOs and private sector, and here we are really happy to see the Antrim's contributions to the sector. They are playing a crucial role in the Moldovan tourism sector. And they also emphasize the coordinated efforts, clear policies, and enough funding. With regard to second question, the main challenges in adopting new technologies, common challenges were listed as high costs, especially for SMEs, lack of financial incentives, short-term thinking instead of long-term vision strategies, especially SMEs in their survival efforts and with the profitability approach, they are reluctant to invest in long-term sustainability. And again, another issue, a similar issue mentioned in the focus group, low levels of training, expertise and skilled staff. Turkey highlighted the need for more R&D and proof of concept projects, something related with R&D, to ensure the feasibility before full-scale adoption. And for this, in order to accomplish this one, you need collaboration and cooperation between the business and the entrepreneurs. Bulgaria emphasized the psychological mindset for innovation. We need to overcome this psychological mindset and mentioned that the limited knowledge sharing and lack of publicly available data on successful innovation models hindering adoption of innovations. Greece noted the progress in obtaining permits, and Moldova highlighted the problems of poor technological infrastructures, lack of effective coordination, and rigid regulations. The findings in the interviews and the focus group more or less going same. Sorry. And the third question was, how can startups or startup ecosystem can contribute to the development of sustainable tourism? They can contribute to sustainable tourism by developing innovative technologies or by developing digital applications like carbon footprint reducing travel planning, or digital games maybe for increasing the awareness in the public, or platforms supporting and promoting eco-friendly tourism. Secondly, the entrepreneurs' role in data analytics and the use of AI is very important, because especially the use of AI in booking systems, smart itineraries, customized user experience are recognized as the key areas for startups to contribute. The third one is they need financial incentives, and we need accelerators like Turistech in Turkey to bring the two sides together and to understand each other better. When we look at the key differences, I mentioned about Turistech. Turkey already developed and structured a tourism startup initiative. And in this initiative, more than 20 firms received mentorship and funding opportunities. Bulgaria emphasized some technologies for the blue growth. One of the, in the morning session, our colleague who makes the interviews asked me what's the best for you in this project. Maybe it is the best part of this project with different partners. Sometimes you just focus on some point. For instance, when I read the reports of our other colleagues, I see that, oh, we missed these discussions in our report. So you notice what you are lacking. So that's the best part of multi-partner projects. That's why I wrote, Bulgaria emphasized the technologies developed for blue growth, like monitoring the marine environment, managing marine waste, and conserving marine biodiversity. They said that entrepreneurs could develop these technologies. Our Greeks Greek colleagues point out the limited link between startups, tourism operators, and local authorities. And Moldova highlighted the potential of startups to generate in local tourism, and especially involving youth to these entrepreneurship and sustainability efforts to increase the number of startups. We asked successful examples of innovative applications in sustainability. We can say two from Turkey. The first one is Turistech. And within the Turistech program, for instance, one of the companies developed a mobile application aimed at improving employee satisfaction and enhancing operational efficiency. With the help of this app, the staff can send anonymous feedback and it leads the company to organizational innovations. Another, under the umbrella of Centrum project, it's Sustainable Green Destinations project financed by UNDP. It's a community-based socioeconomic development project applied in two villages, one from Ayvalık, one from Izmir. The aim is the alignment of small-scale destinations with GSTC criteria. They finalized it in Küçükköy, Ayvalık. Now Küçükköy, Ayvalık is eligible to destination certification of the GSTC. So they just try to show how can we reach destination criteria without, how can I say, harming the local cultural ecosystem, local natural ecosystem. And within this project, there is a project called Smart Route System, and it creates a personalized sustainable tourism route according to the age, physical capacity, and preferences of the tourists. Bulgaria, we can say, they pointed out marine yachting technologies and innovations like electric hybrid yachts, the biodegradable materials for yacht equipments, smart anchors, etc. They also pointed out smart hotel technologies like automated systems, personalized services, contactless services. And thirdly, they advised that the entrepreneurs could work in the introduction of robots in the hospitality industry, such as robot waiters, robots providing information to guests, and cleaning robots. Greece report told about the TILOS project. It's a zero waste initiative, and it serves as a model for the circular economy in tourism. They also talked about certification programs like Green Key, and they mentioned about some innovative sustainable practices in Greek destinations like electrical vehicles in Astipaleia, I'm not sure if I'm reading correct, waste reuse in Cyclades, and creation of green ports on islands such as Santorini. Moldova told about Antrim and said that it shows the importance of interinstitutional collaborations. Secondly, they mentioned about sustainable agricultural technologies such as no-till or mini-till technologies or rainwater harvesting technologies applicable in rural areas. And they mentioned about 2 guest houses using advanced technologies like photovoltaic panels, selective wastewater collection, and water recycling for agricultural use. And lastly, what do we need to enhance the adoption of innovations in the industry? As mentioned in the focus group, need for financial incentives, stronger regulatory frameworks, and partnerships, public-private partnerships. Turkey advocates more sector-specific acceleration program, whereas Bulgaria advises to establish initiatives for young entrepreneurs and addressing the need for provisions for innovation activities in tax and customs law. One of the most impressive, I think, suggestions is the green tax system of Greece. Its aim is to fund eco-friendly tourism projects, and they also suggested stricter sustainability standards with mandatory certifications such as Green Key or EU Eco-Label. And Moldova, in their report, emphasized the difference between the priorities of different entities. They told that NGOs are in favor of better legislation and cooperation, whereas the private sector asks mainly for financial support. And related to this, common barriers are listed as financial constraints, lack of education, training, and skilled labor, and weak regulatory environment and lack of government incentives. I will skip these because mentioned a lot. When we look at the insights from the online survey, when you look at the insufficient is the red one, and definitely insufficient is the blue one, and the partially insufficient is the orange one. When you look at the three, red, orange, and blue, you see in all charts, it's like more than 75% of the sorry. Sorry for the inconvenience. No, I cannot quite use the button. So, most of the respondents believe that the technology and innovations are insufficient or partially sufficient. So, when we look at the Turkish results, high costs, limited knowledge and skills, and the lack of awareness are the main challenges listed as the causes preventing the use of new technologies. And in Bulgaria, again, high costs, limited knowledge, and lack of awareness. The same three are listed as the main challenges. In Turkey, at this point, I should mention that when I was preparing this presentation, I haven't had the opportunity to reach our colleagues from the data of the Moldovan and Greek results, so I have just put Turkey and Bulgaria. With regard to the question, how does the use of innovations and new technologies support sustainable tourism and blue growth in your coastal riverside area? In Turkey, the biggest contribution is seen as fostering environmentally friendly practices and reducing ecological impact, and by improving visitor experience and satisfactions. These two are seen as the most innovative technologies supporting sustainable tourism. And which actors and institutions do you believe should take responsibility? You see in Turkey's chart, like national government 26, local governments 29, and international organizational development agencies are nearly 20. So, like more than two-thirds believes that government at every stage should play a more active role. With regard to the case in Bulgaria, how does the use of innovations and new technologies support sustainable tourism? They believe that like 56%, by fostering environmentally friendly practices and reducing ecological impact, and secondly, by improving visitor experiences. So when we look at this chart, we understand that the developers of these innovations should focus on these results. They should try to foster the environmental technologies, environmentally friendly technologies, practices, and they should try to improve visitor experiences. And again, more or less same, which actors or institutions do you believe should take more responsibility? Again, local government and national government agencies account more than two-thirds of the responses. Thank you for your attention. That's all. Any questions?
Thank you very much for this comprehensive presentation. And now we will continue with our colleagues from Academic International University. The click here.
But I need to read. If you want. Yes, because I cannot see. I have the. Hello, I'm Persephone Avramidou. I'm from International Hellenic University. I will present the needs assessments on the pollution and waste management. Okay, we're going to see a little bit of the overview that Greece's main objective was to evaluate the challenges of achieving sustainability and blue growth in tourism, focusing on the impact of the pollution and waste management from the perspectives of various tourism stakeholders and the public. The specific objective was to assessing the challenges, current state, existing business practices related to the pollution and waste management, with the goal of recommending effective measures and solutions. The methodology was to have in-depth interviews from representatives, experts of the tourism industry. The total experts for the whole study was 67. Then to have focus groups based on the interviews that we had implement. The focus groups that implemented was 4, one in each country. The total participations of experts was 48. And have a general survey to see what the opinion of the general public is about these issues. And there was 75 questionnaires from each country, so the total was 300. A few words about the pollution and the waste in the Black Sea Basin. Black Sea Basin is a popular tourist destination and has millions of visitors each year. It also has a very big pressure on the environment, and especially in the pollution and the waste management. It's very important to have a proper disposal and solid waste. Also, plastic pollution and untreated wastewater from tourist facilities are among the major environmental concerns. Research indicates that coastal tourism significantly contributes to marine litter, with plastic make up to 80% of the debris found on beaches. The waste management infrastructure in many tourist hotspots is getting worse and leading to increased pollution during peak season. Also, it's highlighted the importance for sustainable tourism practices, and also important is the waste, the reductions, the recycling, and the improvement of wastewater treatment in these areas. Now, we will start by seeing the result of the questionnaires of the public, so that we can understand what the opinion of the people is, and then integrate in the opinion of the experts. As we see, regarding the negative impact of tourism, when we ask people in Greece, the majority said that it was the waste production in these areas and also the burden on infrastructure. For Bulgaria, it was also the waste productions and the marine pollution. In Turkey, there are the waste pollution, the burden on the infrastructure, and also the marine pollution. It was the three first that they were highlighting from the answers. And for Moldova, it was the consumptions of natural resources and the waste productions. As we see, the waste productions is similar in all countries, and it's something that we need to focus on this. Now, regarding the sustainability practices, we have three categories. One is the energy. As we can see, when we asked people, they had multiple answers. The ones that have been highlighted for Greece was the power supply cut-off mechanism in the entrance of the rooms. So it's very important to be energy efficient. And also the utilization of solar energy to provide hot water in the hotels, because Greece is a country with summer tourism, so we need to take advantage of the solar energy. For Bulgaria, it was a supply of low consumption on the electrical appliances, and also ensuring good thermal installation of the building installations. For Turkey, it was ensuring good thermal installation of the building also, and also the utilization of solar energies to provide hot water. And for Moldova, it was the installation of photovoltaic systems. we see, even if in these answers, that there are very common answers for the countries. Regarding the sustainability practices on the water consumptions, we need to highlight that the important is the placement for Greece, the placement of control of the flow of the water and the change of the linen and water towels, which is very important to be not every day but every 2-3 days. In Bulgaria, it was also the same, the placement of controller of the flow mechanisms in the water consumptions and the change of linen when the customer is asking for. Also, the placement of controller of flow mechanism is also in Turkey and Moldova, and also we need to highlight that in Turkey the minimize of the water use in the gardens it should be lower, and the collection of utilization of the rainwater to take advantage of the rainwater for other than consumption water. Regarding the waste, the most important answers from Greece was placing special bins in the recycling and composting the organic waste. For Bulgaria, it was avoidance of disposable items and plastic special bins for recycling also. For Turkey, avoidance of disposal items and placing special bins for recycling. And the same was for Moldova. As we can see, people are nowadays, they are thinking that it's very important to avoid using one-time things, to have recycling bins, and they want to see these actions on the hotels. Regarding the certifications, when we ask people, this was a very difficult question because most of the people, they don't know the certifications. So in this way, we will have a clear view of which certifications they know. It was very clear that the most certifications that the people knew was the blue flag that everybody knows, the green key for the hotels, and the green tourism. That was the most known certifications that people know. Now, going to the in-depth interviews regarding the interviews on the same issues, in the question on in which areas have your company or organization invested in environmental sustainability, we can see comparison results different for each country. This as the interviews was from experts in the field, from different organizations, but we can see that they have different priorities per country because there are very few similar in the answers of the experts. So we can see that for Greece and Bulgaria, for example, the replacing of the conventional lamps with LED, it was the first one, and also the installation of sensors to minimize the energy consumption. Otherwise, we see different things and answers from the whole countries, equally important. Now, regarding the waste management, in the same question, we can see also different answers. That means in the waste management in the organization, there are a lot of actions that companies can implement and to improve the depollution and the waste management. The most important we can see in whole countries are to change the linen towels when the customer declares it, to install low-flow tubs and showers, to have a responsible resource management from the organizations, and research and technological advancements in marine and freshwater management. Regarding the waste management, also we see plural of answers, different, but also lots of actions that we can implement in the organizations. The most important is avoid single-use items, sorting waste at the source and increasing recycling, the implementation of sustainable waste management practices, and the promotion of resource efficiency and circular economy principle. All these answers are from most important to less important from the experts. Now, regarding the funding, this was very important as a question because we need to know how the companies are funding these sustainable practices. In Bulgaria, the biggest percent it was from own capital. That means that the organization paying themselves for these improvements. From loan, it was a very low percentage. Also, there was a very small percent of 6% for unspecified funding resources. For Greece, it was through European programs. For Greece, it's very important to have European programs supporting the implementation of these actions, and also national programs. And the private investments are in a very low percent. For Greece, we are depending, the organizations depending a lot in the European and national fundings. For Moldova, in the private sector, it was mostly own investments. In the public sector, it was strategic partnerships, international fundings. For non-government sector, it was international grants. And for joint entities and cluster, EU funding. And for international collaboration, it was partners for global organizations. We see that all the countries base their implementations on fundings and grants, with Bulgaria to use own resourcing in the most percent. For Turkey, funding and resources for these sustainability initiatives comes from funding of European programs, support from international organizations, public-private partnerships, municipalities and private sectors, and local government fundings. Regarding the question on how was your investment in sustainability changed in the last year, what is your investment budget for sustainability practice in the upcoming year? Most of the answers in Bulgaria said that they had a slightly decrease, and only 20% said that they had a slight increase. But the most important said that the budget for the new year is smaller. Said that they had no budget for sustainability investment. For Greece, the change that it was that they saw increase in the renewable energy use, and also energy efficient systems, and the growing interest in sustainability certifications. And also in the upcoming year, the focus on small-scale improvements is the main priority for them. For large hotel is the solar energy, and many small businesses lack of to have a dedicated budget for improvements. For Moldova, in the private sectors, some businesses expand sustainability investment, linking modern infrastructure to consumer appeal. The public sector has insufficient budgets for sustainability projects, led to areas of external funding resources. For the non-government sector, NGOs secure international funding for large-scale environmental projects. And for tourism sector, awareness is the growing recognition of sustainability importance. For the upcoming year, for the private sector, the budget allocation is varied, with some businesses expand investment, while others depend on the revenue fluctuations. In the public sector, structural constraints and lack of dedicated financial allocation highlighting the need for targeted policy sustainability budget planning. For NGOs and circular economy initiatives, investment in sustainability, education and business development continue, but long-term planning is limited due to funding dependencies. For future considerations, there are some answers saying that the cross-sectoral collaboration, better budget planning, and structured financial strategies are crucial to accelerate sustainability adoptions at a national level. For Turkey, the project on the sustainability investment, it was on international and institutional commitments, expansions of sustainability-focused investment across UNDP projects, structured environmental sustainability investment by 2 big TAC MAM, increased funding allocation by municipal authorities, and technological advances in energy efficiency. That was the most important. For the challenges regarding the limitation of the investment, it was the insufficient financial resources, the limited access to national and international funding, for the need of greater integration of awareness, the investment budget and future goals for 24-25, planned expansions of sustainability investment, strengthening renewable energy investment, particularly in solar power, and development of energy efficiency equipment and infrastructures. In order to have the finance this strategy for growth, it's very important to increase the access to some national and international grants and encourage private-public partnerships, and also expanding financial commitments to awareness and education programs. Regarding the question of what are the constraints preventing you for the investment more in sustainability, we highlight that the many hotel and tourism industry struggle with the high extent of green upgrades. They believe that the high cost of the investment is the most important, and it's the same in all countries. Also, the lack of relevant skills of the staff, it's also the same for all countries, and also the low interest on weak market demand. They believe that the people, they don't recognize and they don't ask for this improvement, so they don't think that they have to go through because the cost is very high, and also the return on investment on these actions. Regarding the certifications, we saw that people know the green key, the blue flag, the green tourism. Now we see that this is actually the case in the organization also. For Bulgaria, for example, in 2022, 1 in 10 hotels was certified, but in 2023, 1 in 5 hotels were certified. That means it's a very huge improvement on certifications. Also, in Greece, they focus main in the ISO certifications and the green key. And in Moldova, the lack of sustainability certifications, and the reasons are no formal sustainability certifications have been widely implemented, and public institutions have not prioritized certifications in policies and strategic plans. In Turkey, existing certifications is the compliance with the sustainability development goals and the implementation of quality environmental management system, and the adoptions of national certification programs such as the Zero Waste Certificate. Now, regarding when we ask if their organization have a specific department or a senior management function with a role dealing with the sustainability, we see in the responses that in Bulgaria, for example, only 35% of the organizations have high-level management or managers overseeing sustainability actions. There is a lack of dedicated sustainability roles, and 29% of the respondents said that they have neither a department nor a person responsible, which was also the same case in Greece. Large hotel and chains, they have a dedicated department for sustainability actions, but small hotels, they have no dedicated department. Usually the owner is responsible and the sustainability is part of their role. They also mention the importance of staff training on sustainability, and they propose some ways, we will see it later. In Moldova, formalized structures organized in organization institutions and small business and family enterprises was the different categorization of the organizations. The formalized structures, they have dedicated departments, clear roles. For the organization in transitions, there wasn't any dedicated role or person for the sustainability, and also the same was for small business and family enterprise. For the public sector, limited dedicated offices managed with existing units. Also, they have financial constraint plans for specialized units. Key factors are the entity's size. The larger the entity, the most probably they have a department. Regarding Turkey, sustainability is implemented across all departments, particularly in large-scale projects. And for the training programs and initiatives, they believe that they need regular training programs that will play a key role in integrating sustainability practices, and they believe that the municipalities are the ones that they have to conduct zero waste training to raise awareness, and also universities and schools to organize training and sessions to educate the younger generations into environmental sustainability. Dedicated quality management units to monitor corporate sustainability, and also it's very important to employees to receive regular sustainability training. Now, regarding the focus group, we took the results to see what are the conclusions and the solutions of the experts on the anti-pollution waste management. In key areas for the environmental sustainability in the BSB tourism area, it's the energy efficiency and renewable energy. For example, solar panels, LED lighting, smart energy system, water conservation, rainwater harvesting, low flow fixtures, smart irrigation, waste reduction, no single-use plastic, sustainable transport, electric vehicles, biodiversity protections, ecotourism, conservation, responsible tourism, green certification, sustainability labels, trainings and initiatives, and community engagement, support local businesses, sustainable food and tourism awareness. What we see from the response is that they propose simple actions that every tourism company can do and implement in order to have the first step in order to go to large-scale project, because it's very important all the companies to have at least 1, 2, 3 practices and not to try to have one organization that will be totally sustainable. In the key constraints preventing sustainability investment, we found out that the main was the high cost, expensive green technologies and upgrade, limited funding, regulatory barriers, complex laws, lack of clear policies, the lack of expertise, fewer trained professionals, uncertain ROI, businesses unsure of the final benefit, infrastructure gaps, poor waste management and agency systems. All the experts said that they need a more central policy from the government, from the European Union, in order to help them implement and have more actions in order to help them in these transitions. It was very important, and we discussed a lot about the cost of these sustainable practices, and that most of the cases, the companies said that they are not taking their money back. So they don't want to invest on a lot of money in actions that won't give them back. Now, is green certification necessary in tourism businesses? Yes, it's necessary, but as we can see, we believe that helps businesses, but also from the results of the general survey, we understand that people, they don't know about the certifications. So it's very efficient because for the companies, the most important is that it's cost saving. Low energy and water bill and waste reductions, they save money in the companies. They attract more environmental aware tourists. They prove their commitment to the community and to the sustainability. It's easier when a company has a certification to secure grants and loans, and they help to meet environmental laws as they are necessary by the European Union and the national rules. Now, in the questions about the training, everybody agreed that the most important training is to have the staff trained, and this must be done on the job training with workshops and online courses, and it's very important because the sustainability beginnings with the company, with the people working on the company, and then goes to the consumer also. So the companies have initiative to guess, to reduce waste, to train the customers to be more sustainable, and also in the practical implementation, there are simple actions that everybody can do, which is the clear waste separation bins in hotels, sustainable product use, and regular sustainability audits improvement to plans. That's all. Thank you very much.